A red-green aggro deck, kind of classic style build. Looks like Bonfire, Blast, Incinerate as the burn, and we saw him, I believe, in round 2. And here he is, Dave Shiels with Blue-White Delver. This is game 3.
So what do you like in this matchup?
You know, it used to be that I liked red-green aggro.
Yeah.
And then Angel was printed, and Angel changes the
That
map.
card is so good.
Honestly, it really depends in my mind on the board. And looking at the sideboard, I see 2 timely reinforcements, which is a help.
Yeah.
If there were 3, I'd be a little bit happier. And it looks like he has the setup that's basically the Jerry T deck. And so I expect he's going to slow down the game, use timelies to stall out, use Divine Offering if he saw swords, and he probably did.
Yeah.
And then
This is game 3 after all.
use images to copy Strangleroot Geist and other things, and then end up on Sphinx. On the other side of the table, we might see Mana Barbs come out, and I'm actually curious to see how this is going to go. Plummet and Stinger Fling Spider definitely going to be coming into play for Ian Duke, or coming in, into the deck. Turn 2, both players with land and nothing else. And look at that Mirage Forest. Thought Scour, end of turn for David Shiels, burying a Ponder and a Seachrome Coast. Pardon me, there was already a Ponder used. Burying a different Ponder, though, and Seachrome Coast. For those of you who are just joining us, this is round 8 of the 10 rounds here of Star City Games Open Series here in Worcester, Massachusetts. I'm Adrian Sullivan, joined in the booth by Rob Doherty. You're watching SCG Live. We have a 3rd land from David Shiels, and if he didn't do anything before, he's not going to do anything now. And there it is. 3rd land for Ian Duke. Saxon Evolving Wilds. That actually is a card that that Jerry did not play. And he also has 1 Cavern of Souls. Another card that was not in that list. And I think that might be at some point deciding that there was a maybe half of a land too much for the 60 cards.
Sure, and tweaking the mana to his own liking.
Yeah.
Perhaps the result of some play testing.
You might remember David Shiels from his win in Grand Prix Dallas last year. Look at that. The difference between that plains and that forest.
Indeed. And we have a wolf flashing out.
From the trees. And a turn. Is that a mana leak? On tap. And Ian hopefully having the double threat in order to make that wolf worth it. Sword.
And down comes the sword.
This makes every creature that Ian might put out into a threat, but he has none right now.
And what do we have to deal with the sword after boarding?
Potentially Divine Offering times 1 in the sideboard and none in the main. Oblivion Ring as well. And then other than that, it's kill every creature with this number, gut shot, etc.
That could be a game-changing card.
And we see a Ponder off of a Snapcaster Mage. Tapping David Shiels down. This means that Ian Duke has a large number of cards that he can bring to play to make that sword live.
Indeed. So we could see a equipped Geist swinging here.
Right. So I see a Mirage Forest, an Ice Age Forest. In the words of Dan Bach, Ian is liking to show his opponent that he's been playing for a while, but he's not willing to put forth the effort to get a particular land.
He may be making a statement about how long he's been playing, or he may have just dug through his draft pile.
Which again says how long he's been playing.
Indeed.
I didn't ever realize that was a tell until Dan Bach told me that. Dan Bach, famous for qualifying for the Pro Tour, perhaps knocking out some people that I know, and then showing up with 60 land at the event. but at least a free ticket to Japan.
So he really played in the Pro Tour with
He
60
really
lands?
played in the Pro Tour with 60 lands.
Impressive.
I remember being quite frustrated.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Particularly because I had built a deck that gave Steve OMS his best constructed finish and brought Dave Williams his first top 8.
So is that just a statement of I just couldn't build anything competent for this event?
We have a human on Cavern on David Shiels' part. Wolfier Silverheart. Yikes. I think actually what it was he went there to trade. Thanks for the ticket.
All right. Well, he did fulfill his obligation of playing in the event. His opponent must have been so happy.
There's a feature match on online. You can check it out. If you go back to the Pro Tour Tokyo coverage, round 1 feature match, Dan Bach. I can't remember who he played, but yeah.
Now, usually they look at the deck list before choosing the featured match. It's an interesting featured match choice there. So what can he do about this Silverheart?
I mean, the Silverheart is a lot more easy to handle. Between cards like Dismember and Vapor Snag, there's lots of things he can do at instant speed to get rid of the Silverheart. Now, he has to have them, of course. We see his own sword. I think I see a Timely in his hand. Do you see anything else there? I think I see an Angel. Oh, sword go. If he does not have a Dismember in his hand, that Silverheart is going to be a problem. Oh,
so we have a Wolf Run in play?
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine if he equips, there's a Dismember, and then he responds by dropping a wolf.
Yes. Surprise.
Okay. Another land, another Wolf Run.
The Wolf Run sword combination is quite powerful here.
That opponent, by the way, in the 2001 Pro Tour Tokyo for Dan Bach was Matthias Jorsted.
Interesting. Looks like we got no equip, just
no
to serve.
Equip. Yeah. That's 2 mana that Ian is saving by not doing that.
He had enough to equip and give trample if he had wanted to get the hit with a sword in.
I think he's assuming that something will happen.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of instants that could mess with that plan. So,
I mean, between Vapor Snag and Dismember, and another sword.
Sword 2.
Wow.
Looking like a kind of a clunky hand here.
I think I do see a Vapor Snag in David Shiels' hand.
And up he goes.
Vapor Snag. Those of you wanting to read a little bit more about the Dan Bach incident need only go to StarCityGames.com and search for the Dan Bach incident.
Aptly named.
Yeah. Okay, back to the match at hand. We have a Wolfier Silverheart in hand for Ian Duke. 2 Swords of War and Peace in play. And David Shiels on the other side of the table. He's looking to equip this Snapcaster unless a burn spell comes and hits it. So maybe he'll save the mana. He's tight on mana right now.
Yeah, he's been digging through his deck, but not hitting a ton of land.
Mana Leak can stop that Wolfier Silverheart.
Legacy Challenge players, your prayers for the next round have been posted. Please find your seats.
Looks like Ian has an awkwardly expensive hand with the 5-drop creature and the multiple swords.
Do you like equipping here? I mean, clearly that's what David is doing.
Yeah,
saying,
I like equipping here. Like even
there it is. Oh, what do we got? Ancient Grudge? There's a Grudge.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to let it hit so you can Mana Leak the wolf on the way back down. That Mana Leak won't stop a bird or an elf, though, from coming into ruin the fun.
Obviously, the low-cost creatures would be very attractive here.
Three mana. Another sword.
3.
Do you even bother casting
I'm not
it?
sure why sword came down. I guess he's playing around the leak.
I mean, why? If you play around the leak the whole game, you might as well just have your land be destroyed.
Well, he may be waiting for he may be holding up his opponent's mana, waiting to draw. If he only has that one creature in his hand, which seems likely, then making his opponent leave 2 up forever buys him a lot of time.
He's losing 3 lands to make his... Oh, is that an amass the components?
And here we have the tapping out.
Wow. Oh, boy. I don't... Okay,
so if he was playing around Mana Leak, he's achieved his objective, his window, although likely the creature won't stick around given the additional cards just drawn.
David Shiels looks like he's going to bury a Phantasmal Image. Interesting, because I do like the image to copy a Snapcaster to hit the Vapor Snag again.
Indeed. The rest of his hand must be pretty amazing.
Attack for 2. I did see at least 2 Restoration Angels. Restoration Angel can do the same trick, but it is a lot more mana.
Yes. Especially with his mana issues he's had up till now.
There's the Silverheart. And a pass. Snag. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Leak still in hand, and now completely untapped with Restoration Angels in hand. We are now in that kind of Fairies-like positioning where David can just say go.
Yes,
and do so much scary stuff.
See if we get the big threat Bird of Paradise here.
Ian waving his hand over to try to get the graveyard revealed. Strangleroot Geist.
Double-sorted Geist, perhaps?
The more all-in that Ian goes, the more that he's going to get really devastated by a Restoration Angel. David Shiels says, I guess that's okay. We see our first equip. I think we might be seeing an attack here.
Not getting greedy.
In for 4, plus the hand.
Happy with the singly equipped.
So Angel makes the snappy comeback and flash. And I think we're going to see a Vapor Snag.
Snapcaster's such a powerful card.
Yep, Snapcaster flickering away and then returning the use of Vapor Snag. Popping Strangleroot Geist back to Ian's hand. 1 damage.
And his life continues to get chewed away.
This leaves Ian at 11 with 5 power on the table on the other side. He doesn't even equip it, or sorry, lay it down again.
Doesn't relay the Geist. Interesting.
Does he have Combusts in his board? He does have 1 Combust in the board. He also has Plummet.
But he didn't choose to play it when...
okay, there's the Combust.
So,
even
obviously
so,
not Plummet. He would have played that while his opponent was tapped out.
Hopefully he would. Some people have a lot of end-of-your-turnitis, so...
Yes.
Instant means as late as possible. We might see...
the Ian seems to be playing pretty carefully around permissions, so I think I don't think he would miss that one.
I agree. David thinking about perhaps just dropping the Sphinx. The option otherwise is just to sit back and I believe another Restoration Angel. That's not too shabby either. He can have 7 mana, lay the Angel, use it for a trick, still have the Mana Leak up, and if there is no need for a trick, just go Angel and Moorland Haunt token.
And his opponent is down to 9, so I think the patient play here is going to be the better one.
There's the Geist again. I seem to recall that card from not so long ago.
A leak just to burn up the mana?
Well, if Ian does not pay for this, then there's no threat in play. And if Ian does pay for it, then actually a Restoration Angel Snapcaster Vapor Snag puts Ian at 8. And then I believe, let's see what we got. Okay, that
another
works too.
Snapcaster with
With
leap
the leap,
again.
yep, snap
Open
leap.
players, that is time in the round. Active player ends your turn, proceed to the additional
It is
5 turns.
not looking good for
If you have
Ian.
a time extension and do not have a judge seated in your match, please raise your hand.
This is going to be a birds?
Call for a judge to come adjudicate that time extension. Once again, players, that is time in the round.
So many swords and not a single hit yet with him.
There's a Pilgrim. Untap for David Shiels.
And you said you saw another angel in David's hand, yes?
It might not have been, but I believe it was an angel.
That is going to be harsh.
Consecrated
Ladies
Sphinx.
and gentlemen, just to let you know, the StarCityGames.com sales booth at this time will not be paying cash for cards anymore tonight. We will still take in cards for trade, and we will still be open until the end of Swiss Weeks. But we will no longer be paying cash for cards tonight. If you wish to get cash for cards, we will be open all day tomorrow, and we'll be still at that time.
David Shiels coming in with 2 Snapcaster mages. Tiago, what do you say? And it looks like a pass. Ian Duke looks at the top of his library, checking to see if there's a miracle there. He does have some in his deck.
Yeah, Ian is pretty desperate for the life a sword hit would give. Interestingly, he plays a card out of his hand.
Ian's draw was definitely clunky.
No, yeah, very, very heavy. If this that Pilgrim earlier on to go with those swords would have been could have created a much different game for us.
These players have only a few minutes left. They have a little bit more time than is actually on the clock, but still not very much. A lot of times our feature matches do start a little bit later just because of the extra time to set up. Avacyn Pilgrim gets equipped.
So likely he played that land so he could equip, and then give trample if necessary, but nope, I am wrong.
In for 4. A Restoration Angel can't stop this. However, a Restoration Angel bringing a Snapcaster can stop it.
Yes, indeed. And what do we have left for instance in the
Now,
graveyard?
that's assuming that there's a Consecrated Sphinx. That's assuming that that last card, that white card in the back, is an angel. I'm not sure if it is, but I thought it was. It might be another card.
Yeah, I think I see an angel in there.
There it is.
And it makes his play make much more sense.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And was that a Vapor Snag I saw in the yard?
There should be one more Vapor Snag in the yard. Boom.
Yeah.
Snag.
So brutal. And we've got so the 1 damage from the snag, 3 damage from the flyer, and potentially can he make a spirit at this point?
He has. Does he have any creatures in this?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
He has a combusted angel from before.
Indeed.
Three mana.
We're doing a
Bonfire for 1.
Bonfire for 1 doesn't change this math. Still dead to the token.
He might have a combustion hand still.
Indeed.
Should he have the combustion hand, David Shiels is mostly out of gas except for the Consecrated Sphinx in his hand,
Yes.
waiting to fill up the tank.
That is
Plummet.
yes, and Plummet comes down.
Boom,
Soon as
Plummet.
Mana Leak Mana is no longer an option.
That spirit is amazing.
That is a good one.
Casper the Friendly Ghost there.
Not so friendly when you're only at 4.
And it looks like he just drew another angel.
The hits never stop. A little less intimidating without the Snapcasters to back them up. Sphinx hitting the table. Yep, here comes the Sphinx.
In this kind of situation, we are in extra turns now. This is turn 0. Now, in this kind of situation, regardless of the turn situation, turn 1 now with Ian, that Sphinx, so devastating. There's so few cards left that Ian can use to answer it.
When a blue-white deck gets the Sphinx on the table, and it is very, very hard to win at that point.
I mean, a Stinger Fling Spider from Green Sun Zenith could come out of this. The second Plummet. This is all assuming that a Mana Leak doesn't stop it. Plummet won't be stopped, but there he's allowed to draw his cards. We see a Pilgrim.
Who badly wants reach.
Equip. Land, my favorite mountain. And says go. And now if he doesn't upkeep a Plummet, then I think that's all. Okay. Dead? Okay. Ian Duke slow rolling the concession there.
Yep, and
just making sure David attacks.
We had a classic issue of the aggro deck getting a slow start, which